So things are getting serious. Well, serious. Not really. But we're getting new toys, camera stands, cell phone holders and things. So, all right, well, yeah. Let's run you through a few things. Setting up cameras. I don't know where to start with this, so I'm going to talk a lot and then I'm going to edit. So we've had to buy new things. This was a tripod in the beginning. This was a tripod to hold something, and we've had a number of 3D printed little stands, and then we got into these kind of stands with the bendy legs that are very cool for the types of shots that we needed to do. The problem was they don't last at all, and I damaged another phone. Laura's now got the new phone, a new phone. Laura has a Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra, and I've just recently gotten this phone that I'm using now is the Samsung S24 Ultra. Laura's old phone we still use for filming. It's a Samsung A31. So that phone over there, that phone is a Canon. Let's have a look. It's a Canon PowerShot. Canon PowerShot SX500 IS. Filming like that. So the sound quality is not too great on it. It was a fancy cool camera back in its day. Nana left that here for us when she was here. She used to use it for taking pictures of products she sells online, antique stuff and things in SA. So she said, well, if you're going to film, because we were filming from our phones, and she said, well, borrow this camera, and we've made a few videos with it, and then obviously upgraded as we've needed to. The camera stands and all of these things have been a massive pain. This particular one lost a little thing, and I know exactly where it is because it's in the door frame when I was doing the... Oh, there we go. Awesome. Just fell off. It's in the door frame when I was doing the bathroom door frame. I'd hung it upside down, shoved one of the this leg into one of the holes, and with the old piece here, we've had many of those, many of these pieces. So maybe this is just the beginning. We got some parcels from Amazon. Camera stand equipment stuff that I haven't wanted to spend too much money on, but with the fact that I've now spent €100 on a repair of a phone on my old phone that I was using as a filming camera. €100 against buying some equipment for €100. Yeah, it could have been worse. The phone could have been, the front screen could have broken, the back glass was broken, so it wasn't a big issue, but the screen stopped working, so it cost €100 to have that fixed. Very, very good price as considered. We were quoted much higher from another company. Yeah, $275, and the phone's only worth $550. So yeah, it's a bit of a shitty one. But we decided to spend some money on some proper camera equipment. Now I say proper because it's proper, but it's not expensive stuff. There is way more expensive stuff out there that I feel after the last year of filming and things like that, we've gotten to know what our style of filming is, if that makes sense. Like where we've got our camera angles and stuff like that. We're working in a small confined space. The ruin is quite a small house. So just to anyone out there that's thinking of starting a YouTube channel, you can start them from your phone. I know, talking like this big honcho, only got 500 subscribers, but we didn't mean to do that. This was basically just a documentary for when our kids become teenagers and they think the world is against them and they don't understand, and we took them away from their friends or whatever issues occur. Whatever issues come up when they're teenagers, we can direct them back to the channel and say, look, This is what we did. This is why we did it. And this is how we started building our first home in Portugal. And the benefit of that is, I hope one day they're going to see that the love and effort that Laura and I have put into raising them in Portugal opposed to raising them in South Africa. They can find out the things about South Africa, and I'll never touch on that on this channel. I don't want to say, I don't want to beat down South Africa. I love the country. It's amazingly beautiful. I just didn't see a future for my family there. It's very unfortunate. It was heartbreaking, but the opportunities we have here were available to us. So why not challenge yourself every day. Yeah, so we took a challenge. We took a big risk. There were family reasons why. Laura's mom saw in Romania, so we're closer to her as she's getting older. And yeah, obviously financial, we took a massive hit. The toll was hard, but we're starting to regain that. We're starting to rebuild. Safety. That's all I can say. Just safety, knowing what the future is going to be without these trips to hospitals and the police stations and stuff. It's not a healthy way to live. I'll probably kind of cut that out. So we got some new toys. Let's talk about that. I just realized that I put this bag over my head and it looks like a frown, but it's supposed to be a smile. I opened the bag on the wrong side, obviously, but I'm not sad. I'm not sad at all. Got cool toys. I'm going to put this phone onto when I put this camera stand back together. So yeah, just to wrap that up. This was a camera stand we used. This was a camera stand that we used, 3D printed piece of junk. And obviously we have this camera on this little stand. This one's actually been pretty good, except the ball in here is plastic. So, and the weight of the camera is a bit much. So you got to balance it. That screws as tight as it can be. So we knew kind of what we wanted. We needed a fixed position tripod, which is the one I just showed you. And we needed one of these, I don't know, I want to call them gecko legs, but bendy legs. You can fit them to ladders and you can hang them from things. And that's something we needed. We needed better quality. This one's not too bad. It's got this little hook over here so that the phone can't pop out. The first one or two that we had, the phone kept ejecting itself. So yeah, let's have a look and see what we've got. And I'll explain it to you. I'll tell you the prices because it's okay. It's spending 100 euros on repairing a phone, and it could have been much worse than that, or spending 100 euros on 2 camera stands. I think that's good money, but this is really good quality stuff. I'm just going to film this like this because it's easier with buying some new toys. Now, this first one, I don't even know how to say that. Lemco. There's a few on the market that look very similar to this. This one wasn't the most expensive. I think it was 26 euros. But it comes as a kit with most of its goodies all in it. So I haven't used these things yet. I'm going to, but just by the feel of them, I can tell you that they're actually quite nice. So the first little bit we have in here is the camera stand. So that will go on the tripod. Let's start with the tripod, that's easier. Oh well. In the box is a GoPro mount. We don't have a GoPro yet, but we are looking into it, as well as probably some sort of small little drone. Now this is the next version of the gecko legs, which has a little loop over here, so you can tie it onto something if it's precarious and doesn't fall down. I thought that was clever. And then the legs, they bend so nice and easy, and they go back to where they are. They're full rubber. So these are very important for like wrapping around a balustrading when you're taking a video of something, or attaching to a ladder like I've done before, hanging it from something from the ceiling to get the angle shot, working in small spaces. These are quite nice, and they're very durable. This feels nice. I like it. This part goes on top of here, very simply screws on, and then that you can unscrew to set your orientation. You want it in portrait or landscape. It's actually got little ridges in it, so click, 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 click. which I thought was pretty cool. You can also just have this piece with this screw on here. You don't need to have it on this arm. And then what I thought was nice is this actually unscrews. So when you clamp your phone in, your phone is clamped in. It's not going to spring and eject itself, which is not a bad concept. It's also got the little hooks over here, so and you can just feel the rubber is a bit better quality. And the last but least, the sort of gimbal set that goes with it. Now that you can easily put on top here. These are, to me, inexpensive compared to the other things that I was seeing. The toys that I want to do are like 650 euros, etc. Now this has its metal ball, has a nice aluminium ball inside there. Let me see. Nice aluminium ball inside there, and it can drop all the way down. Also, this little jack is where you can put a microphone or a spotlight or something, and that locks in place. And I mean, I've just tightened it slightly, and that metal ball is really in place. So that part you put onto here, because sometimes you're filming at a weird angle. And you can move that around as you need. And you can set it down like that. 1/2 turn. I mean, I haven't tightened it hard. And it moved slightly, just there. And it feels fixed. It's not going to move at all. Wrap it around something, get your camera angle. So that's an important investment for us as a very, very small channel that's just trying to have a lot of fun. We're really just trying to have a lot of fun and give our kids a nice home. So that was the first box that we got. Now for the fun stuff. As I was talking about tripod stands, this is a product called Small Rig. Small Rig is insane. Full aluminium. I mean, these legs, they're pretty stiff to open, but they'll open to wherever you leave. They'll stay wherever you choose. So however you want to use it. Inside there, if you can see, let me open this up a little bit. That's brass washers. That's brass washers. For an engineering kind of person, that means that they've really thought about the wear and tear of this product. So I really love that. The anodized aluminium big ball, also that thing clamps. It's impossible to move it. And it's just finger tight. It's got a little spirit level thingy on the side here. And that's another one of those static tripods, which I think is very cool. It's also got a rotation on it. So that rotates, and also a little lever to lock it in place. There's degrees on here, if in case you need degrees, or I don't know why. But yeah, we'll just leave it like that. This is a clampable, so it's clampable. It also not spring ejections. So this is the part that you fit to the bottom of your camera, so you can take it on and off very quickly and easily. These pieces are normally quite universal. What is the fun part is in this little box. This is, wow, obviously I've opened this stuff already. I've got to have a look and see. It's toys, I can't. These arrived yesterday. This. Now, I'm bummed that it's grey. I like grey. It's one of my favorite colors. But the tripod is black, so it'll move from tripod to tripod, but have a look at that. Full aluminium. The setting on this is super strong. Turn it to the side if you need it, and it's on very strong springs with the little hooks in the side like that there. So very, very cool device. Also $25. So yeah, to me it's worth it. Adapter plate, this is universal for cameras, so you can change it onto the top of your camera, not my camera, but other cameras. You can change it to fit in with that square leg. So on top of the camera where you've got this camera, a normal SLR camera, filming whatever you're doing, and you have this one on a hyperlapse on the top, so that you're getting both angles. Where the light would go or the microphone would go, that's what that fitting is for. We're not going to use that. We go straight onto the camera screwy dingy. All of these have tools in them. So there's a little Allen key wrench inside there, and the small rig has, I presume, another. I think it's the same size one, so I don't actually know where this Allen key works on this grey piece. I don't see anywhere where there's an Allen key actually. Oh, there on the bottom, if you need to adjust your springs or something. And then obviously the top and bottom of this is the same as that fitting at the bottom here. So if you've got it like in that mode and you're filming in portrait, you could have one of those adapters with a light on it here and a microphone here. And it's stiff, it's quite sturdy. I mean, it is very, very sturdy. When I just give this a tighten up here, something like that. Does the Allen key go in there? Yes, it does. The Allen key goes in the bottom there just to tighten it up to that. Those feel a bit married now. Okay, and then we just pop that back on top there, however we need it. I know, it's all fancy, cool stuff. So I'm sliding it forward so that the weight of the camera is over the center of that. It's very cool stuff. It's very, very cool stuff, considering we came from 3D printed plastic and a piece of wood. So yeah, that's small rig. This was probably, I think, like 20, 30 and 25, or 35 and 25. And this one was also another 25, 26, 28, something like that. It came up to like 97 euros, and we have Prime, so it was next day delivery. Don't invest in this stuff until you're actually doing a lot of filming, I think. Once you've done enough filming, you will know what kind of specs you need. Because I was looking at like camera cages and gimbals and this and that, and I was like, well, I've never actually had a need for that. I've had a gimbal before for when we were in South Africa. It was fun to use, but I didn't really use it as much as I thought I would have needed it. Here, the gecko legs and the static stand were the most important. We've learned, as we've progressed, we've learned to film in two different angles at the same time. And the last 2 videos, maybe 3, I've been doing sequenced shots where, like for say the tiling, so it's an overhead of me doing the tiling and then the little camera on the side watching me do the tile. So I'll sequence it where as I'm putting this tile down, I can cut it there, stitch in from the other camera that exact tile being put in, and backwards and forwards. So you get a hyperlapse version of a lot of work of the same work. So it doubles the length of video footage with the same image, if you know what I'm saying. Because sometimes, I know you don't understand how you struggle sometimes to get footage, content. It's something that we struggle with. I struggle with, because my editing skills aren't really there. I've only learned to edit when these videos started. I was editing on my phone probably 6 months ago. I got CapCut, if I'm allowed to say that. CapCut. It was a free software. I've got a pro version now because I know better how to use it. I've had a whole bunch of other software and it was all very confusing. And the videos that you watch when people are like, so this is how you edit. So basically you just take the trajectory of the moon and the level of the ocean and you put that image there, and you're like, what? How did you get, where? I didn't even know how to upload the bloody image to the software, let alone changing anything there. But you learn slowly, and watching other people's videos for encouragement, seeing them take different camera angles. Laura's starting to edit now. She's running the Instagram and the Facebook page. I think she had an old Facebook page from her previous company that she had, and then she tried to change the name, and I don't think it's worked out because there was like 3,000 people there already, so she just wanted to piggyback that. Don't think that's worked. We're not social media gurus. We don't know anything. So we might just start the Facebook page again. But her Instagram is live and current and updated, and it's more of her side of what's happening in Portugal, spending time with the kids, garden walks, picking fruit. We've got tons of fruit trees here, so we make jam all the time and pickles, and Laura does that, and it's more live. It's more like currently what's happening that day. The YouTube stuff is obviously edited over a couple of weeks and compiled to make it look like everything happens immediately. It doesn't, not in Portugal at least. Yeah. So like plumbing of the bathroom or something like that, there's a lot of phases over a 3-4 month period that we achieve, and then we put out a video of where we're at, start to finish, to make it more exciting for you guys. So yeah, thank you. I hope that helped somebody with the ideas, either starting a YouTube channel or something like that. You can start it from your phone, even a Samsung A31. It doesn't matter. Just do it. Just get there, because you can always delete those videos in the future when you actually know what you're doing and you've got a better concept. You've probably written a script or two for this. Like this, I was writing scripts in my head all night, what topics I've gone over and what I shouldn't and should, and then I just kind of freeballed it, because that's the way I do things. See, off track again. Yeah, just start a channel. It doesn't matter what equipment you have, as long as you have the energy for it, as long as you think you have a good, cool concept. And one of the YouTube reviewers the other day said about starting a thing, just remember that where you live is exotic to somebody else. And if you live in Ireland and you've always lived in Ireland and it's cold and dreary in Ireland, people like me are like, I cannot wait to go to Ireland. I think it's going to be an amazing country to go visit. So anything in your back garden is exotic to somebody somewhere else. You know, if it's snowing all the time, somebody in the Philippines will like, wow, that's cool. So think about it like that. As long as you've got the energy, because it's hard to stay motivated with these things, and especially when I'm trying to do construction, building a house for my family to live in, and I'm trying to get it done, and then I've got to stop and spend half an hour making sure batteries are charged, SD cards being dumped from the day before, buying another 4 terabyte drive to handle all of the video footage we have, extra chargers, camera equipment stands, angles, sunlight, rain, dealing with all of that. All I want to do is just get in and do the tiling. All I want to do is just finish hanging that door. And I've been a victim of forgetting that. Sometimes I just forget to push the record button. Yeah, but it's just getting into a sequence. At night, dump all your SD cards, put all your batteries on charge, pack a little camera bag if you need to, get it all ready so that when you're out the door, you've got everything ready to go. And that's, again, why we need so many more camera stands and things like that, so that phone sits on that one, that camera sits on that one, and that's its rig. Camera equipment is called rigs. Cool. Thank you everyone for watching. It's been an educational episode and very exciting to get new toys. Just remember, challenge yourself every day and don't accept defeat. We love you lots, and we'll see you soon. Ciao. So we knew. Hi. Oh, you're still recording. Hey. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful time in wherever you are. Messed that up.